How you doing? My name is Terry Wilson, also known as KRESS813. Owner, operator, creative, the creator, one and only phalanges that make it all happen right here in the Atlanta area. So I guess if I was to start, I'd say born in Morgantown, West Virginia. Didn't really stay there that long. Go WVU. Moved down to Tampa when I was about 6 months old in the Bay Area. And if anybody knows, you know, we just won the Super Bowl, so we just don't want to time date it, but it is what it is. Yeah, so grew up out there, went to high school, loved it. Played a little football, wasn't really too big into it. I had a lot of friends that were, you know, athletes and whatnot, but I kind of took the videography route. So while my peoples were scoring touchdowns and, you know, making great tackles, I was taking the video camera from high school and just on Friday nights, record the whole game and then come back Monday morning. I'd work the morning show, so I would do, this was back when we had the VHS, like reel-to-reel editing. So it was pretty cool. I mean, I found a passion in that. I've always pretty much been into the art. The clothing and stuff came along later, but as I was younger, you know, it's funny, the things that you have in the early parts of your life actually come as positive assets and useful assets later on in life. I always used to doodle. I was really big into like Egypt and things like that, and you know, the cosmos, what have you, planetary thought of mine. So I used to doodle a lot of that stuff in my notebooks and everything. I was always into music. I was always into hats when I was a kid. I didn't buy my first baseball cap till I was about 31 years old. I've always wore like brims. It was always Godfather hats, Dobbs, straw hats. I don't know if many know about the Nautica phase, when it was the Nautica Hawaiian shirts and the khakis and the Nike canvas shoes with a nice straw hat. That was kind of our vibe back in the day. So I was always kind of into fashion as far as like just carving your own lane and what you're wearing and going against, I guess you would call it, the grain, just being who you are. So yeah, I lived out there. I mean, I've worked a lot of jobs. I did a little bit of production work coming out of high school. I ended up going to CBS. So CBS, Connecticut School of Broadcasting. I went there because I was trying to do broadcasting, TV broadcasting. It was for TV and radio. Well, in turn, it was such a new course for them that the video portion of it, like, I more so got a grade with just by helping other people do it because they didn't really have any instructors to enforce it. So in that chance, it leaned me towards radio a little bit more. There was a friend of mine that actually graduated with me. She started an intern course down in Tampa Bay. In Clear Channel, it was called 95.7 The Beat. It was a Star alternative radio station, and then just overnight it turned into a hip hop radio station. So she got an internship. There was a morning show host by the name of Olivia Fox. I don't know if people are familiar with the DMV area, but if you're familiar with DMV area, you probably know Olivia Fox. She did a spin down there in Tampa on 95.7 The Beat. So my friend that actually worked for the station, she gave me the info as far as like what they were needing for the morning show, whatever kind of elements, characters, things like that, skits, post-production, what have you. So when I actually got an interview for an internship, I knew all the key points. So when they were asking what I could do, I just pretty much delivered everything on the chart. You know what I mean? Just served it to them on a platter. So from there, I got the internship. So I started working 6 to 10 every morning in my city in Tampa on 95.7 The Beat, hip hop and R&B. It was a great experience. I used to do a lot of characters for the show that would call in and, you know, just build more catalog for the show and more content while we're doing it. It was a real great experience, man. I mean, meeting a lot of good celebrities, running into the likes of people, Russell Simmons, Tracy Morgan, being able to speak with them and just actually getting to be around a vibe of some people that inspire you, you know what I mean? It's one thing to see people on TV, but when you can actually interact and trade some type of energy and discourse with somebody, it helps a lot in life, you know, later on in life. So from there, I did that for a couple years. I ended up working for KRESS Diagnostics, man. I was a lab tech for a couple years. And right about then, right about coming out of KRESS Diagnostics, I started bringing my ideas to life by going to different vendors. At the time, I didn't have the money, nor I had the equipment or the know-how to run like what nowadays seems plug and play with like vinyl machines and whatnot. So I used to take my ideas and my concepts to a couple vendors that I knew. And I think that was really kind of like the start of me showing my creativity and my expression, you know, peace of mind, incorporating the peace symbol, things like that. Pictures worth 1,000 words, and just writing 1,000 words inside of a Regal picture frame. You know, I was trying to convey these messages which were going to be positive, because at the end of the day, it's all about the love. And when I did that, I really found like I wanted to get into it. So fast forward time, I started making jewelry, natural stone jewelry. This actually isn't my piece. This is partner Eddie Gomez. Shout out Eddie Gomez. But I started making jewelry, and it didn't take off in the sense of actually a growth of a business. It took off in the sense I felt like I used to give away a lot of pieces. You know what I'm saying? Fill people out, and like it used to come off my neck. And like whatever I was wearing, I might have just spent 10 hours making a necklace, and you know, certain people, certain friends, family, even strangers, you know, I would just give. As I was building what would be a concept of my brand, I think I was just really seeking not really the attention, but some type of appreciation at a point. I would just like to see the look on the people's face. That would give me, you know what I'm saying, my payment for it, as opposed to worrying about some type of monetary. So I was into that for a while. Then one day I just picked up a denim jacket, and I already knew the concept of my brand. My brand is KRESS. It's KRESS. It stands for Coolness Resonates Ever So Subtly. So that was actually created by sitting in the middle of Ybor City one night with my homeboy, and there's a company it's a mass like distribution company kind of thing called KRESS, and I seen the big sign up there, and like just in an epiphany, I was like, that's the name, you know. So, but it truly stands for exactly what it is. Coolness resonates ever so subtly, and the basis of my apparel, when you see it, it's more based in messagery, because I feel like how people intake energy sometimes, if you allow them to take it in for their own, you know, it rings a little bit different. So when I was creating KRESS, I wanted it to be a love-generated concept, something like an energy generator. So what have you, whether it's the wearer of the apparel, that the positive messagery is feeding back to them, or it's a person that's interacting with that individual and they're feeding back with them, and that energy is going into the universe, or as well as just a stranger that may look at it at a distance and actually be able to see the message. A lot of hats I put PS I love you on the back, just so the person that's behind you that might not even interact with you at least say that to themselves once a day, or that point in time that it might have been needed. So I think the concept and idea of what I work on continues to grow, and I can see the basis of it growing through with the love expression. So now, fast forward from that, I'm making apparel out there. One day there was a little venue. There was a little venue out there in Tampa that was like a fashion venue. They allowed people to come in and you would be able to set up your art, set up your fashion. It was kind of just like a little fashion outlet every Friday. And I was doing a lot in the city as far as like getting around people and promoting, working with people and stuff like that. And I went ahead and put it out there, and at the time, I didn't really feel like I was ready. I was looking at what I had, and I had a lot of doubt in what I was doing. And the show was on a Friday. I promoted it for a couple weeks. And that Thursday, I put it all up, I just hung it all up in the garage, and I looked at it, and like all the pieces that I felt were not done, like I realized then like it was done. Like I came to a conclusion that the art side of what I was creating, when I finished touching it, it was probably done to a sense. Instead of trying to push through on things to try and force something out of it, sometimes it's just best left alone. And once I realized that, it went from 5 pieces to 17 pieces of garment. I realized that like I had, and then I felt like a megalodon. You know, I was like, yeah, nobody's ready for this. Let's see what happens. So, you know, a lot of aesthetics and things like that. So I go to this fashion show, I set up, I got like street signs. I got like street signs, I got street lights, man. I got 17 pieces of garments hanging up, a lot of aesthetics, things that I can paint on hand. And I did all that, and I set up, and it was a great look. And then at the end of the day, only my parents showed up. So, like of all the people that I dealt with in my life, you know, and through the grace and power of social media that allows people to be informed, like it was like only my parents. There was another artist in Tampa, and then it was like the staff. So I told the promoter, like, it's funny because it hit me, and then immediately that feeling again, I felt like a lion walking through the jungle. Like I was like, nobody wants to be around for this, you know what I'm saying, as I'm stomping through. So I told the promoter, I was like, look, nobody comes, everybody here gets a piece. Like if it fits you, you know what I'm saying, it's yours. And so, like nobody ended up showing up. So like all the 2 promoters, the 2 bartenders, 2 security guards, the DJs and all that, I just let them free for all. And you know, I was able to give about 8, 9, 10 pieces away. And that weekend, I'm stewing over that now. I'm like, I threw this event, everybody knew about it, and nobody shows up. And Sunday, I think it was a Sunday afternoon, my friend calls me, he tells me, I'm going to Atlanta. This when it all changed. I'm gonna need a minute, bro. My bad, man.
All good. It's all good, man. This is how you got here.
I can't, you know, I can't fluff it, you know.
Hey, no need.
But yeah, so he calls me, it's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And he's like, yeah, I'm heading to Atlanta, so I'll go talk to my moms. I got a couple ducats. I had lost everything. I lost everything at that time. Yeah, so at that time before the show transpired and that realization, like I had lost my my house. I lost my car, broke down. That in turn, I lost my job. I had to send my dog Kodo to the pound. 35 years old, living back at my mom's house. The room was big as a closet with a clock. All day long. Or anytime I was in there, you know. I lost my mind. So that Sunday, when I talked to my mom, she was like, yeah, you know, you already supposed to be in Atlanta. My plan early on at 28, I was like, I was gonna be in Atlanta at 30. Had some people's out here, so he's like, yeah, you're supposed to be in Atlanta. And you know, once I brought the napkins out, it's all good. Called my cousin. She's like, yeah, you know, you're supposed to be in Atlanta. Called my homeboy. He was like, he was half asleep. He was like, man, he was like, your spot already reserved. Just come on out. $300, a bag of paint, and a bag of clothes. He said we're leaving in an hour, bet. So we hopped in the road, and I've only been back for light vacations, events, and funerals. You know. But I love my city. I love Tampa. I take nothing away from that. So I get out here, boom. So I'm moving around. I'm making more pieces, getting involved with some people, different venues, trying to find my creative lane. Nobody knows me as Terry. Everybody knows me as KRESS. You know, which is good though, because you know, a big part of moving on is finding your identity and who you are. You know thyself. I put that on a lot of apparel, know thyself. But yeah, so I started making pieces, boom. I only had 2 fedoras that I had created. I wasn't really thinking about the fedora lane like that. I wasn't really thinking so much of fedora lane. I was more into like jackets and, you know, bigger pieces, stuff like that. And then I go out to a lounge with a couple of my homeboys that I know live out here from Tampa. Shout out to Doe and Nick. We go to the Smokers Room off of Old National. We go over there, the Cigar Lounge Smokers Room off of Old National. And got a little saucy. I'm out there feeling myself, so I'm running up to the people with my phone, my IG up, like, yeah, you gotta check me out. You gotta fuck with me. You gotta fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got the illest shit. You know what I'm saying? Just feeling myself. So I get to the back room. I run up on this woman, and yeah, you got to film me. You got to film me. And she was like, no, she was like, I got a couple of events going on soon. Yeah, that'd be dope if you made me a hat. I'm about to go back out to Detroit, this and that. I was like, bet. I was like, who are you? She's like, I'm the owner of this establishment. And from there, like, to kind of long story short, we met, and just from that point on, we set it up. She had an event going on. It was her third anniversary of Lipsticks and Fingertips. Shout out to Christine Morgan and Lipsticks and Fingertips. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even be here. So she had mannequin heads, man. She had mannequin heads, and she wanted to do displays on the table. And with fedoras, it was all yellow fedoras, right? I said, bet. And she was like, yeah, I don't mind, you know, you come out, set up a table and this and that, make my piece. I was like, for the opportunity, I appreciate it. Like, let me go ahead and just paint the other fedoras. Now, this is the first time I actually like went into like a set of it. The other two, I just kind of freestyled. And I ended up painting them and putting them at the event. And as I'm sitting out there with my booth, man, I just start seeing the table displays walking out the door. I started asking, I'm like, yeah, where'd you get that? It was like, shit, we bought this shit inside, and they weren't really for sale. All 7 of them that night sold. I think one person bought 2 of them. Like, they all went out the door. I sold a good amount of pretty much all my product, and from there, like, the fire got started, man. And like, doing it now, you know, appreciating not just the fedora and the hat culture, because myself, like I said, I was always in the hats as a younger kid. So it's funny, like I said at the beginning, that how things in your life will come around full circle. And when you least expect it, you know, the Most High is gonna let you know, like, you already possess within the tools of the things that's gonna change your life. You know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, seeking knowledge and experiencing things, but sometimes you just gotta shut the fuck up and listen to yourself. And it's always right there. But yeah, man, so from there, you know, I started hitting events. The word started spreading around in the cigar culture here in Atlanta, which is the best in the world, if you ask me. I mean, I don't care where you're at, the vibe is strong. It's always a beautiful experience. And just growing and sharing with clientele their expression. So basically, I take a piece and I create it into the thoughts and imagination of my client, best way possible. And I really enjoy allowing people to have their own custom expression or point of view on apparel, and be able to sauce it up with matching from top to toe, and giving people that uniqueness, that one of one, knowing that there's nobody else in the world that has what you have. And that continues to drive me here now, probably well over 200 hats that I've created, not just in the Atlanta area, but shipping out to other parts of the US. And just trying to expand more with that. And the work is being shown, and continuing to put the work in, and trying other ventures with people. It's funny, like, it was 2 years ago I moved here, and like, I really just feel like I just started sinking my feet in, because outlets and opportunities with my brothers allowed me to grow even more. Yeah, man, my name's Terry Wilson, AKA KRESS, also known as KRESS813. Coolness resonates ever so subtly. You know, check me out whenever you get a chance to, at KRESS813. And I appreciate y'all just taking your time to listen to what I have to say. Just know, you know, in life, as long as you lead it with love, you can never go wrong. Love's gonna conquer all. So appreciate y'all. Love, peace. Well, you already know, this is how I got here.